it's Miss Diana again, and today we're going over the token economy system. Briefly, in my previous video, I had gone over a program and I introduced the token economy system. It was this. So the token economy systems, they work very well in our classrooms. Some of the students work for 5 tokens and some work for a full 10 tokens. You can ask the classroom teacher how many tokens your child is working for in the classroom so that you can do the same thing at home. Token economy system really helps motivate the child to work when you're doing discrete trials at the table. When you're doing discrete trials kind of in a game form, just the way that you're presenting the task in a game is just that's motivating itself because you're making it a game, fun and competitive. But if you're doing it on the table, presenting as work, then it's good to have a token economy like this. So I just basically, you can do this with anything. I just took a sheet of paper, I made some circles so that those are going to be my spaces for when I add the tokens. And then I have here these little these stone things that I have at home. You can use anything, and you would basically just add the tokens like so with every correct response until they get 10 tokens. Okay, once they get their 10 tokens, they can pick any desired item that they want. If you don't have these beads, you can basically do, like I said, with anything. You can do with if you have dry beans like this, you can use the dry beans just as counters. You can have 10 or 5 of them and just put them as little token placeholders in here while you're doing an activity. If you have little Hot Wheels cars, you can even have those as tokens, and then once they get all of them, they can even play with this if they chose to. So if you have a dry erase board, you can even do this on a dry erase board. I do home programming. I've done home programming in the past, and I really didn't have a token economy system like we do in school. So I had to be creative and do something from nothing. And so they had a dry erase board, and I used a dry erase board. And that's how I did a token economy system with that child. I have dry erase crayons here, or if you have the dry erase, markers, you could do it like that. You can give checks, stars, happy faces, something that will keep the child engaged and entertained and looking forward to their tokens. And so the next thing I'll show you is some things that your child may want to work for. Okay, so the next step that I'm going to show you are some things that you may want to have your child work for. Now, you can make it in a controlled way so that you can pick, prior to you running your trials, you can go around the house and pick out 3 toys that your child loves to play with, that is highly preferred, like that's the first toy that they grab for, something that they really enjoy and are engaged in. So I just have some items here. They can work for a stuffed animal. I'm sure many of you have stuffed animals that they like to play with. They can work for, playing with a ball, playing a game with a ball. I know some of the children in our class, they actually work on throwing and kicking a ball. That's a part of their program. So, this is good to help them work their gross motor skills. So, they can work for a ball, either kicking, throwing, playing some type of a game. You could play bowling, have some makeshift pins and play a game of bowling. A lot of our kids like to draw, so you can present papers and markers to give them the option of drawing. They like to play with cars. You can play with cars, or, you know, the girls like to play with Barbies and their dolls. A lot of them go for the iPad. You can have the iPad as an option. Or a game. The children can work for any game that they have at home, like, you know, Candyland, Zingo, Chutes and Ladders, whatever game that they like to play with at home. You can do this. And this is also good, you know, helps teaches your child to take turns and to go back and forth with each play. So these are just some of the options, but you want to present 3. I wouldn't bombard the child with like 10 different things to play with. I would give them an option of 3. And before you run the discrete trial, I would probably put the 3 things in front of them, the 3 items. So I'll have like the iPad, the car, and the game. And I'll say, okay, what do you want to work for? And they can point or they can tell me what they want to work for. And you want to switch it up because, of course, if you present the iPad, they may always choose the iPad. So, you know, for some things you can add the iPad. For other things, you can take the iPad away and put in another toy, like, you know, drawing or even Play-Doh. A lot of the boys and girls, they love Play-Doh. Slime as well. They can work for that too. You can give it to them as an option. So these are just some things that, you know, you can have as options for the boys and girls to work for. The next thing I will go over is running a trial and incorporating the token economy. Okay, so I have set up here, I'm going to do a discrete trial with a special guest. And another thing that I did want to show you is that once your child gets to 10 tokens, you want to use some type of a timer. So I have here the cell phone, it's a timer, and I have 3 minutes. Once the child works for 10 tokens, they get 3 minutes of break. So once your child gets the 10 tokens, he will say, okay, you can start your timer, and you can have them press the button start so that they know that their time for play is going to start. Once the timer goes off, you show them, okay, timer is all done, let's go back to work, and you can have your child stop the timer. So it's 3 minutes so that your child can do the work, have a break and play for 3 minutes, and then go back to work. So this is how I will implement the token economy system. We're focusing just on the token economy. I'm going to run a range of different types of programs, but we're not going to be focused on the programs. We're going to be focused on the token economy system. So I have here 3 activities that the child can choose from. And I'll say, okay, what do you want to work for? iPad, okay, good choice. All right, let's work. Touch star. Good job touching star. You got yourself a token. Nice job. Touch rectangle. That's touching rectangle. Good job. Touch circle. This is touching circle. Touch circle. That's how we touch the circle. Good try. Notice I did an error correction. The student gets no tokens when the child errors. I wouldn't emphasize that the child made an error. Just do the error correction and move on. Touch triangle. Good job touching the triangle. All right, can you show me the circle? Good job touching the circle. You got yourself another token. Good job. Look, you already have. Let's count. 1,
2, 3, 4.
You have 4 tokens already. You're almost there. Good job. Okay, copy the pattern. Triangle, square. Good job. That is copying the pattern. Okay, copy the pattern. Star, circle, star, circle. Good job. Look, you got another token. Good job. That was awesome work. Okay, sort. Orange, red, green. Good job sorting. You got yourself another token. Nice job. Touch B. Good job touching B. Look, how many more tokens do you need?
2.
2 more, you're almost there, and then you get to play with the iPad. Touch P. Good job, that's touching P. Touch M. Good job, that is touching M. Look, you got all your 10 tokens. You get to play with your iPad. Hold on, let's start your timer. Start your timer. Okay, good job. Here's your iPad. Okay, so I ran a various different types of trials, different programs, and also incorporating the token economy system just to show you how to implement it. I hope that you can try this at home, and I hope it is successful with your child. Also, remember just to give praise and let them know that they're doing a good job, and reminding them like how many tokens that they have already worked for, and also how many tokens that they need, how many is left, and that they've done it so quickly. They've swept through really quickly. It helps to encourage them and be engaged in earning more tokens so that they can get that toy that they really want to play with, that they have worked so hard for. You can even reward your child and give them a token for sitting nicely. If you notice, the child had to sit and wait while I was getting rid of materials and putting materials back on the table. So for a child that is working on sitting nicely in the work area, that's a lot of work. So I do reward the student when they're sitting nicely, when they have their hands on the table, waiting for me to present the next task. I do randomly from time to time give them a token. I didn't do it in this case, but I just want to let you know that you can do it to reward your child for sitting nicely and rewarding them for doing something that they did. So I hope that you're able to incorporate the token economy at home, and that it is a success for you and your child during this time of remote learning at home. And I hope that all of these videos that myself and my colleagues are doing are very helpful for you. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.